Hey, what's up, print hustlers? Today we are at Shirt Agency in downtown Los Angeles. It is sunny. You can see their awesome little sign right here. And we're gonna head on in, hanging out with Cole Lundstrom, owner of Shirt Agency, and he's gonna show us around his shop. Let's go take a look. Do you just stand there a lot?
At all times, I'm waiting for people to walk in with a camera. That's what I'm doing.
All right, fine. That intro part was staged, but this is Cole's shop. We're gonna hang out, and Cole's gonna show us around.
Hello, and welcome to Shirt Agency. So this is our front room. It hasn't been used that much this year, but normally it's got our sample racks, and it's where we're doing all our meetings. So normally we had 2 salespeople in the front. Right now everyone's working remote. But it's just a place to kind of like hang out, go over orders, and find out what the customer's looking for.
How's it been transitioning them to full remote?
The sales staff love it. I think we've come in maybe 6 or 7 times for big meetings where it was just too big to not have people come in person. But for smaller orders, people are still coming in and looking at samples and then just following up online, and it's working okay. It's not ideal, but it's better than forcing people to sit in the front every day for kind of no reason.
Sure, and they probably get distracted or whatever here too.
Yeah, and we have like walk-ins and stuff that there's no reason to have a meeting, so we're just having the sales staff remote for now.
Got it.
Especially since LA was a mess this year.
Yeah, it had its problems.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been in this building here, and how many square feet?
So all of the rooms combined is 7,000, and we moved in here in 2014.
Got it.
Yeah, we opened in 2012 and very quickly outgrew our first like 1,200 square feet.
And you started printing manually, was that here or was that in a smaller place?
So the first year I was just a middleman and everything was outsourced. Mm-hmm. And then that print shop kind of couldn't handle their own business and me like constantly throwing them stuff. So I got a manual and did the 1,200 square feet. And I was only there for like 10 months because we had to go auto.
Super quick.
Yeah. It was funny because I was more afraid of that 1,200 square feet than I was going to this.
Right.
Because it just like, I don't know, this felt mandatory.
Yeah. And it made more sense, I'm sure, at that point too.
Yeah, and an auto, it's amazing what you can accomplish with 1 or 2 people on an auto.
What was that? Although you had worked in shops before though, right? So you were more comfortable with going from manual to auto?
Yeah, I mean, I had kind of always been on autos. So manual to me was just kind of a price issue in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But I knew how autos ran, and I always kind of, volume was the goal. I didn't want to be a handcrafted printer.
Got it. Cool. Let's check it out. Oh wait, is this a custom vending machine?
It is. So it doesn't have anything in it because there's no customers, but we did the little vinyl wrap on it.
Oh, got it.
And it's actually an old Coca-Cola fridge. When this mini mart went out of business, I was like, sure, I'll buy a giant beverage fridge. It's cool. Normally it's full, and we have to pay our meters.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
So, right now we're sorting through a bunch of stuff and receiving that actually came from another shop. So all this stuff's going to be ending up in our fulfillment. Right now we're just basically counting it in the receiving area. For the most part, this whole area is just receiving to break down pallets, and then maybe sometimes we shoot product on like a white or a black background.
So does UPS drop in front and then you just roll it in?
I mean, we know our UPS guy really well, so they roll it all the way in and just dump it at receiving.
Got it.
So yeah, we've got, right now we're running like 2,000 units for Hyundai for more races. So we just have like the small team handling just these sleeves and backs for now. And then we're going to be doing more fronts on it. We have 3 automatics. So we've got the Little Rock Nano. We've got a what is this? A 6? Or no, it's a 6-4, right? Or an 8-4? 8-4? It's a 4 color though. We bought this one because someone else went out of business, so it was a great deal. And then that's our main one, which is the 810 S-Rock. And that one is the one that we got when it was 2014, when we got the building.
Got it.
So when it all started, it was literally just that in an empty room, which still worked pretty well.
And then slowly added larger dryer. Who's this guy?
That's Bella. This is our safety dog. She's known for being very aggressive. So yeah, I mean, the rest of it's pretty basic shop stuff. We've got an ink area that we're always battling to not make it look too messy. It's not as perfect as I've seen.
How do you guys, are you guys mixing colors, or are you just pulling off the shelf?
Yeah, we mix colors. A lot of times with Plastisol, we're having to just kind of do it by eye.
Got it.
But we have guys who are good at mixing by eye with Plastisol. And then with the water base, we could actually measure it out.
Got it.
And then for the most part, these are just screens that are either getting stored because they're really consistent orders, or they're just in line to be washed. If anybody wants a whole bunch of manual frames, I would like to sell you hundreds.
That's a shout out, Cole at shirtagency.com.
I'll sell you a manual frame for like what, $3-4? I don't care. I gotta get rid of them. We don't print manually basically at all unless it's a live event. Basic little exposure setup, and then we've got like a horrible shootout booth that's always dirty because you can't handle all that splashback.
Is that where the darkroom's in there?
No, I mean we burn everything here, and then this room is just shootout.
Oh, okay, got it.
And then we kind of like just winged it making this instead of buying an expensive one. But we've never had any issues. And then we have a dehumidifier that sucks it out through the hole. So
got it. So you bought the wrap, but then you enclosed it with the particle board.
yeah, and then the dehumidifier just sucks out all that moisture, especially with the spray out being right next to it. It's not ideal, so we kind of have to.
Got it.
What else? We can go to the DTG room.
Yeah, let's check it out. You were talking before we actually started recording about all the changes with fulfillment and just getting into it. How's that been?
I mean, it kind of saved us this year because we were so dependent on live events that it gave us something to do. We've been doing it for like 3-4 years, and for the right type of customer, it works really well, but we don't do print on demand. So not doing print on demand is like, it's limiting in some ways because we can't handle really small web stores that want to be nimble.
Yeah.
But it's also nice because we kind of don't have to deal with those headaches. So
Got it.
it's kind of something we flirt with, but we never really can go full on with.
Makes sense. What's the right type of customer?
The best customers have a real audience and they can move a few hundred units, you know, of every design. So then they come in, order 200 shirts, we put it on shelves, and it's moving out in 2 weeks.
Got it.
So it's just in and out, especially if they're doing like pre-orders or drops.
Is that hard? Is there a way to try to judge that beforehand to say, okay, this is a good one rolling up, or you have a better sense of it?
I mean, honestly, just like Instagram followers is a huge one. If somebody comes to me with 300 followers and they want their brand to be the hottest brand, it's not going to be looking too good. But we've had some people that come in with just a lot of money, and they've done a good job, and they didn't have a following beforehand. But they came in knowing that they were going to spend money on advertising and stuff.
Sure. So it's like resources. It's either resources on the marketing end or it's resources with an audience.
Yeah, I think that's right. But yeah, I mean, the fulfillment is really basic because it moves in and out. We have this room and the next room of just shelves. Most of it is on and off the shelves in weeks, so we don't have to have a ton of storage.
Got it. And how are you sorting all this? Like, is it just this customer is this area or this customer is that area, and then...
Yeah, brands are just either their own shelving or multiple shelves.
And you're just picking and shipping every day or every couple days? Got it. Out of what tool we're using for that?
We use Shipping Easy because it can suck in from like every API. So we can pull in from Amazon, Etsy, Shopify.
Got it.
So it doesn't matter what stores they have.
Got it. And how are you using the DTGs, and how's that been?
The DTGs end up being a lot of sampling, and then they also happen to be like whatever small order comes in that we, that like if we just have to do it, then we can throw it on the DTG and get it out of the way. Like when we did a lot of convention stuff, it would be like 12 shirts for a group who was going to be, you know, advertising such and such.
Got it.
So it's like a lot of team shirts and whatever.
So sampling for somebody who's trying to order more, or like what type of sampling?
I mean, a lot of times it's like they want to take a photo for Instagram, but they don't want to run their screen printing order.
Got it.
So it's like we DTG it, they start wearing it, and they hype it up, and then they do a real drop later.
Got it. Okay.
And it means we don't have to set up a full screen printing job.
Sure. Got it. So more for the photography or...
Yeah, I mean, we only have one person even work in DTG. So it's like 10% of the business.
Got it. And then shipping goes back out the front?
Yep. Yeah, we basically just have the front door. We have a back door, but it opens into an alley, so it's kind of unusable.
Okay, got it. That's super cool. What? So how do you think the business has changed? You talked about fulfillment this year, the shifts in no live events, which you were doing a lot more before. Where do you think this year, what's your plans for this year as maybe things get back to normal, maybe not?
I mean, I think there was kind of an element of surviving this year where the people who are still open are going to benefit a lot from the reopening. So we're kind of expecting maybe by August or so having like a pretty decent amount of work coming. But besides that, we're just pushing the e-commerce more.
Of you like kind of more verticalizing and managing all their e-com fulfillment, inventory, shipping.
Yeah, we just teamed up with an agency that they handle kind of like the marketing side of it, but we're going to be taking on their clients and their printing. So just them, they're going to be adding a lot of extra work.
Got it.
Just to handle their flow.
How'd you connect with them?
They actually reached out to us because they had issues with other print shops basically not being set up for this. So because we were actually advertising that we did this, they reached out because they were trying to like explain to their current shop how to do it.
Right.
And it just kept failing and failing.
Got it. So you were advertising like what, on Google Ads or Facebook or?
Yeah, I mean, we're always on Google Ads or on Facebook Ads. And we almost always say we do like printing plus fulfillment. And so the pitch is just, you know, buy all your stuff up front wholesale.
Right.
Have it sit here and we'll ship it out.
Got it. Makes sense. That's awesome. This is Cole Lundstrom at Shirt Agency. Thanks so much for being able to hang out and show us your awesome pad. If you're ever in downtown Los Angeles, you can swing by and not run in.
Don't ever come in. Even after COVID, we don't like people in our building, really.
Don't come in. Oh, don't steal anything from the front.
Yeah, we get a lot of theft.
This is Cole. Thanks so much for hanging out and show us your shop.